Welcome back to the same Super Sunday, and then today we having with you Immaculate as the name stipulate. So tell us about Immaculate and what it means.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jite, for that beautiful question. Immaculate is very huge, both in Islam and Christianity. The word is used to describe the Virgin Mary, the mother of Isa. May Allah's peace be with him. It means a person, like a woman who worships Lord Allah, who is also clean, who is also very decent and virgin. And among those attributes, I can say I am trying to possess them. Though I am not completely perfect like her, but then I'm trying my utmost best. And I'm also trying to worship my Lord as expected.
That's great. That's great. Ima being one of the let's say poetess in the Medina poetry legend, as the name stipulate, it's very close to being infallible, and which mean not making a lot more mistake or free from mistakes as well. So Immaculate, I remember watching a video, Medina Poetry Legend, where myself was there and other elements here as well. It was a fine one. You came up with something new that none has done, which means that beautiful little rhyming words from your mouth. How does that come in you? How does that ideas lingered in your mind, to bring that new thing in the video?
Okay, those ideas did not come from anywhere, they come from Allah. I know I am just a human being on earth, and without the help of Lord I can do anything. I am doing this field at my senior school, currently in grade 12. So we are doing something called literature, and then we are advised to write our own write-ups. And then if possible, we give it to people that are beyond us, like people that are knowledgeable than we are, to educate for us and then to rectify our errors. So through doing that, I learned a lot of words, and through continuous writing, I am able to build those words, and I am able to come up with that.
The idea is really superb, and then we also appreciate it very well.
Thank you.
You talked about an aspect in that video. Do you remember exactly
You remind me, please.
the area that you taught?
Yeah, I've touched a lot of areas, so I'll be glad if you remind me one.
Well, I cannot.
Or maybe I can remind you.
Yes.
I talk about us remembering the founding fathers of this village.
That's right.
That's right?
Yeah.
So I also urge everybody so that we can remember them, because even though they are not alive, even though they are not with us, I am sure doing good things will make them happy, because we all learn that even if you don't have your people with you, if you pray for them, it will benefit them. And I mentioned that. We continue to pray for them,
yeah.
till we meet again.
Yeah. That was a very strong statement and a kind of, or let's say, the form of advice to the younger generation. As a public figure, we realize that you've been in many medias and you've been used to media discussing issues. Sometimes you will tell me about some debates and others. I don't know if Fine TV or what TV is
Fine
it?
TV and Paradise TV.
That's quite
Paradise
right.
TV have been calling me to join them even lately in this Ramadan. But I am on exams, mock, so I have to focus on my books. I told them to give me break, but I will try my best to see how best I can make it.
Okay, among your very first appearance in the media, what were some of the challenges that you encountered?
Well, if on TV it's not easy. Sometimes you'll be watching somebody and then the person will be talking. You don't know how hard that person is going through. But then if you yourself have been there, then you know what they are feeling. When I went to that TV, I was not feeling okay because I don't know what I'm gonna face. And the person that I was going to debate, it was a debate. and I had to master everything in my brain because I don't like to look at a paper. It makes me feel not uncomfortable. Like
Yes,
uncomfortable.
yes, certainly.
So that person was holding a paper. He's our assistant head boy, very smart.
Smart.
So I was supporting against the motion. So the man asked me first. I wasn't expecting that. So when we were going on the way, he was talking about his points, and I was listening. He didn't know. So I had to bring his points that he was expecting to bring to counter attack before he comes. So as we were debating, he used the word assume, and I know that assumption is not based on something that you are saying.
It's not realistic.
So I also use that to debunk all his debates.
Well, that's a very great tactic, and I think doing so you can bring your opponent down anytime that you counter them that way, because they wouldn't expect it. Assuming is very critical to debating or things that have to do with against one another. All right, as a candidate, or let's say an approaching candidate to us, examination has always been a complicated task in the memory of students. They have always feel that I have to be prepared. I hope you are prepared very well for the examination.
Okay, I've been preparing myself since my 11th grade. Because according to my seniors, 11th grade determine your final year. Because when you are in grade 12, you are always desperate, counting the number of months and days that are between you and your exams. So when I realized that my grade 11 is very perfect compared to other grades, like I worked very hard. If you can remember, there was a time I told the people that I want to take grades so that I can focus on my books.
Yeah.
So that exam was successful. I was promoted to grade 12.
Yeah.
And then now I am making my utmost best.
Though
my best is not enough to me. I still feel that I have to do
more
and more.
Yeah.
But
because I align one statement that says, if you think you've done, more than you have achieved, then you haven't got started in fact. Meaning you don't do anything yet. So whatever you do, you have to still accelerate and try to get to another level. It's a beautiful time. So in education, you are bound to have strengths and weaknesses. When I say this, you know exactly what I mean. Some areas you were just perfect in it, and others become a problem, or let's say they become sophisticated, or it becomes a conundrum to you. So what are some of the things, or what are some of the things that you try to adjust on those areas? What approaches do you make?
Okay, education itself education as a whole is very complicated. But for me, I know I can be perfect at all the areas, so I decided to focus on my subject areas, like my areas as a pure art student. Though I am doing economics and commerce, those ones are like additional profit to my field. Sometimes people will tell me, where are you doing commerce? You are an art student at economics. I just have to tell them that it's going to make me to be that exposed to many areas. My subject areas like English, history, government, and agriculture, I perform very well. And for other subjects, I do try my utmost best.
Like average performance.
Yeah, especially science.
How about maths? Because I realized that maths is like hell to many students.
That's a different case to my school.
That's great.
You have to pass maths all the time. If you don't pass maths, you are not promoted.
Wow.
So at times when we close school, we have to go to certain places to study maths. I have math teacher who take me for private classes, science and maths. So that's really helping me.
That's pretty cool. And in your own evaluation, because other subject there is what we call priority, meaning no two things can be equally, the same. Even in English we have synonyms, right? Where words does not mean it is exactly the same. It can preferably be replaced when necessary. So, do you think you are doing justice to other subject, that you prioritize one before the other in your own mind?
No, education, there cannot be justice.
That's
Just like
right.
I said, I'm focusing on my subject areas, subjects that you know that they will benefit me more compared to others. Economics taught us to draw our scale of preference. We have to forgo things that are less important in their relative way. So if somebody is going to bring economics and science, I'm gonna go for like government and economics. I'm gonna go for government. Even though I feel like economics is a real subject, it's gonna take me the world and its environment. But I feel like I have to study government more because as a pure art student, I need to know what government is about. So
well, that's a very brilliant, let's say brilliant answers. I think I have given a very tough time. So there's some of us, if you like, but then you answered the question in a way that are very sensible. And I thank the others that I interviewed too. They have all done their level best to attempt to my question. So we thank you very much as the cameraman. We will get back to you in the next episode. Thank you, Immaculate, for
thank you
being
so much.
our noble guest today.